All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Jackie Deering, and I'm Triple Diamond with It Works. Thank you so much for hopping on. We have some awesome people on here tonight. This is going to be a Zoom for best tips on signing distributors, okay? So I'm really excited for this because I know I look up to like all three of these people, and they're just, they're people that are awesome at growing their teams, signing distributors. And so we have just set a couple questions, basic questions that I feel like a lot of people are wondering, and we're each just going to give our take on it and just our best tips. So I hope that this information is going to help you in your business and help your teams, and I'm just so excited. So let's just quickly introduce. So again, my name is Jackie. I'm a Triple Diamond, and I've been in for 16 months. And I know, okay, I don't know if I have to unmute people here. I'm just quickly going through. If you can unmute yourself. Oh, I see Allie.
Hi guys. My name is Allie Frazier. I am a Double Diamond. I have been with the business. I just celebrated my 3-year anniversary a couple days ago. And yeah, I'm so excited for this. This is gonna be so good.
Awesome. Okay, I'm quickly trying to go through here. If you can unmute yourself. I know Caitlin's on here.
Hey, I'm on here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'll turn my camera on in a minute. Just trying to get situated here. But I've been in the company for not even a year. It'll be my 1 year next month, and I'm working on going triple right now.
Yes, girl. Okay, and Brittany, where is Brittany? Do we see Brittany? Is Brittany on here? Okay.
Okay, I'm right here. I didn't realize I could unmute myself. I was like waving, like I'm right here. Hey, I am Brittany, and Brittany Cromwell, and I'm currently a Triple Diamond. So I've been in 3.5 years, but I'm pushing for Prez this month. So.
Oh my gosh. Oh, there we go. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I think like the best way to do this, so you guys, we just have a couple questions we'll work through, and then we'll just take turns. So we maybe just want to all stay unmuted, so we're not going through that each time, and we'll just rotate. So, okay, let's start with Caitlin. So Caitlin, how many DTs are you averaging a month?
Normally it's between about 10 to 15. My highest was that month where there was the $20 deal. That was like insane. Signed over 50 distributors that month.
That's pretty insane.
I think I'm gonna get that. Look.
Allie.
What?
Oh. So depending, I mean, I always say like this is a business, and I have good months and I have bad months. I would say on my bad months, my average is around anywhere between like 6 to 10, and on my good months, we're talking 20, 25. For the $10 deal, I actually signed 77, and that was like, that was literally so crazy. So yeah, I distributors is my jam, y'all.
Perfect. I was so pumped for this. And Britt?
So I average anywhere from 8 to 12-ish. Some months it's more, and then a bad month for me is anything below 8. Sorry, I'm hearing someone in the background. But for the $10 deal, I signed 59 distributors, and then for the $20, it was in the 40s, I think. So like when promotion months come, I'm like all focused in on distributors. And I think that's why, like, I'm sure you guys can agree, like, the months we sign the most is because that's, like, what we're focused on. So we have some really awesome tips that we're going to share. I'm so excited.
Awesome. Okay, so let's start maybe back at Caitlin again. So how do you post for distributors? So maybe, like, if you could walk us through, like, your style of posting, how you're attracting distributors, and what are some things that you're always including in your posts, to get the result that you want?
Yeah, for sure. So almost all of my posts are like really deep lifestyle posts. So like I play big on my story, and I preach this to my team all the time. Like everybody has a story, whether you think you do or not. Like you need to be so real. I don't know what just happened. Can you still hear me? Okay. Anyway, so like you need to be so real with people and like tell them why you actually needed the business. Don't just be like, I needed money, because like everybody needs money, but talk about like why did you need that money? Like, what did your family need exactly? Like, what are you going to do with it? And like, that's like what all my posts are, like super vulnerable. And what I've started doing is like only doing my product posts in the stories. So almost like my whole timeline is just like lifestyle post after lifestyle post. And I feel like that's why I get so many distributors, because as soon as anybody goes to my profile, like they see my story and they see like what this business has done for me. You know, it's not like once a week or like once a month I talk about it. It's like every day. So like everyone is like constantly seeing it. And I think that's just like, that's so big when you really want to sign distributors.
So give us an example of a post, like a lifestyle post. Like, is there like, are you keeping them short all the time, long? Like, are you telling a story? Like,
mine are kind of both. Like a lot of them are really long. Like I'll talk about like what my life was before, and then like I'll talk about my journey and like how I've gotten this far, and I've like what the business has done for us. For example, I'll say like we went from a condo with no space to now we have like this big house with a swimming pool, and how I was like working a job that made us like no money, and that now I was able to quit my job and work full-time from home. You know, like I give the whole story. But then some will be like really short, and I'll make like a picture of me and my daughter and be like, you know, I'll just talk about like life is so good, getting to stay home full time. Who else wishes they could stay home with their babies? Not sometimes like that. I'll leave it super short and vague so that so many people are like, oh yeah, I want to stay home with my babies. Or like, what do you mean you get to do that? How do you get to do that? And that's how I kind of like bring people in, is from those really short ones, so that they see my story. But then sometimes I'll leave it as like a little really vague so that people are like feel comfortable asking about it, you know?
yeah, no, that's really good. That's really good. Allie, what about you?
Okay, so I'm going to let you guys know that, and maybe you guys can relate, but when I was in high school, like, the really cool thing was like, oh, I'm going to move so far away and be an independent person, and I'm just going to like, that was like the thing. Everyone said they were moving to California, like to fulfill their dreams of whatever. And so I was like that. And I, at 18 years old, moved 2,000 miles away to my dream school in Texas. It's the only college in the country that's on an island. Granted, I failed out from partying too much, but that's not the whole thing. Is that I built myself up on social media before this business. Everyone thought that I was living this dream life in on an island in Texas, going to college, partying, doing my thing. Everyone just thought that it was like, you know, I was that person on social media showing my highlight reel. And so I honestly, truly believe that when I moved home and had to face the fact that, like, I had no money, I was broke, we were struggling, there was no way to hide it except for on social media. And I think that's the biggest thing that I always, you know, try to tell new people that join my team, is that, like, no one's posting about the fact that they can't afford tampons, but I can promise you right now there's someone on your timeline who's asking someone for $10 for a box of tampons. They're just not posting about it on social media. And so what the hardest thing for me to do was humble myself and realize that this built up persona I made as this, you know, fun college girl out in Texas, when I moved home and was asking my mom for $20 for tampons, I started telling people that. And that's one of the best tips that I can honestly give to anyone when it comes to enrolling distributors. Let your walls come down. And it was hard for me to admit a lot of the things that I've talked about in my posts, but my outlook on the whole entire thing about posting about struggle, posting about shady past or things you're not proud of, I'd rather them hear it from the horse's mouth. And when I'm telling my story, you can't get it twisted. It's my story. I'm telling it. And so that is honestly my biggest tip for anyone on here, is that you have to embrace your story and humble yourself enough to understand there are people on social media praying for this opportunity every single day. And if you're too embarrassed to talk about that time your card declined for baby formula, I mean, that's kind of on you. For me, I'll tell my story all day long, and that's where I've found my success in this business. And so that's my biggest piece of advice for posting anything.
That's awesome. That's so good.
That was really good. I love that tip. So I guess my biggest tip for when it comes to like posting is I think of what do people want. and they want money, they want clothes, they want date nights, they want these things, like even if it's down to just paying your water bill. And I feel like we need to show it in a way like we are having like we're living our best life. And I feel like people are attracted to people who are just happy. And I almost post in a way that makes people, like, I don't want to say jealous, but it makes them feel like they're missing out. And I feel like that's really hard to say for somebody who's new. I'm not sure how many new people we have on here, because you're like, well, I know what I can make with this business, but I'm not there yet. So how do I post about it? I really, in the beginning, I just acted like even my $30 paycheck was the best thing in the world. Mm-hmm. And I posted how, you know, not my $30 paycheck is going towards my water bill, but how like this extra money is helping me in so many ways. And I feel like a lot of the time we're like, we're in this business, we're new, and we know we have to get distributors. So we have that pressure to get distributors, when really I feel like we just need to be so excited because we know that they're going to come. And I'm not a huge religious person. Like, I'm trying to get back into church, but I truly believe when you pray for something and you put positive energy out there, he will deliver. So if you know God is always there, then you know that when you ask for something and you pray for it, he's going to give it to you. So I seriously just pray every single day that, you know, I say while I'm in the shower or I'm in the tanning bed, like that's my quiet time away from my kids. That's when I'm like, I am a, you know, distributor signing machine. I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm a loyal customer signing machine. Signing loyal customers is easy. Making money is easy. And like, that just gets me so fired up. And then I say, God, like, please put the right people in my path. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they're going to come from, but put them in my path and I will work my butt off for it. So because I am so excited that he's going to have those people there, now I'm getting to work. I'm posting. I'm excited. Can everyone try to mute themselves? Is that okay?
I'm going to mute everybody and then just unmute them.
Okay, cool. It's really hard to like focus. I'm so bad at that. Like, I cannot talk and like hear
No, I'm with you, girl. Here.
Because I know that they're going to come, that just pops off of my page. Like, I'm almost like just sharing things. And I think that's really important, is that you're sharing and you're almost like blogging about your day, about the stuff that It Works is doing for you. So it's not necessarily in a way where you're like, message me for more info or because of this business. I feel like when we post those things, it's because we're trying to get people, when really we should just be sharing what this business is doing for us, if not what it's going to do for us. And those people that like Ali said, like, talk about the struggles, like, share that with people, share stories, because people are going to remember stories over other things that you're posting about. When they can read an in-depth story, they're going to relate to that. And I just feel like it's so important. Like, people, when they feel like you're trying to go after them, they repel you. But when you are there and you're the one dancing in the room and you're all alone, you're dancing in the room and you're having the best time in the world, that's when everybody else on the dance floor comes onto the dance floor to dance with you. If you start asking people are like, no, I'm good. But when you're having fun, like, everyone's coming to you. They're going to want to have what you have because you are living your best life. So I think that's really important, that we just have fun and take that stress off of ourselves, that we have to get people, because when you're just loving what you're doing, you're putting positive energy out there, you're praying over it, they're going to come in your inbox. And that's the best feeling in the world.
Oh my gosh, I seriously love that. It's so true. And I think, like, you know, what I want to add on to that, you know, for if you're new in this business, I think even if you're not new, it's all about just being a visionary for people. People want to be part of something that's exciting, that's positive, that's encouraging. So celebrate like small wins. Like, just like Brittany said, you know, I always tell my team too, my first paycheck was $30 and I wasn't talking about the $30. I was showing myself filling up my gas tank. You know, just like Ali said, you don't know who's struggling on your timeline. So when you can be that relatable person and, you know, just show the little things that this business can do for you, that is when they're going to come to you. It's all about attraction marketing, you know? And I think, like, a tip that I have is when you're posting for, you know, to grow your team with the intent to grow your team, you want to be intentional with who you're posting to. So for me, you know, I love to work with moms, you know, so I'm posting what's relatable to me. And because of that, you know, moms come to me all the time. They see me at home with my kids, right? And that's what they want. They want to see people just like them that are doing this business. And so when you post in that type of way, you just, I mean, when it's all about what you can do for someone, you know, what feelings that you can get from them through your posts, that is when you're going to have your success. Okay. So next question. How do you initiate your contact with distributors? Do you just post for them, or are you messaging them? Like, how are you initiating contact with potential distributors?
Is that one back to me then? Okay, sure, I'll just go. Okay, I personally don't contact people. I wait for them to contact me, and I usually tell my team to do the same thing. Just because, in my opinion, like, the people that are going to work the hardest and want to change their life world and be like, hey, could you use an extra $500 a month? And they're all going to say yes, because everybody can use an extra $500 a month. But the person that's going to come into this and like change their life and work to like make an actual difference are the people that are going to be watching your posts and feel like they're comfortable enough to message you and be like, hey, how are you doing this? What can I do to do this too? And I just find it makes a huge difference in who you're enrolling when you wait for them to come to you instead.
Okay. Okay, that I was going to tie into my next question, but I'm going to wait till that so we can go around. Okay. Sorry. Okay, Allie, what about you? Are you posting or are you messaging as well?
Okay, so when I first started this business, you guys, and I heard about what a fast start bonus is, like dollar signs in my eyes, I was like, and honestly, when I first started my business, I didn't understand the I'm in this for a team type mentality. I was literally just like, I need money and I need a lot of it right now and I'll do whatever it takes. And so for me, from the very, very beginning, I was like, okay, I enroll a distributor, teach them how to get 4 loyal customers, and that's $100 in my pocket. And like literally my second, third month in the business, I was making $600-$700 in fast starts with like a $150 paycheck. Like I was paying my car payment and bills with fast starts with literally $100 paycheck because of my fast starts. And so right out the gate, I was like, I want to literally share this with every single person that I can possibly talk to, humanly possible. Like, and I was that person. I literally messaged every single person, and I love our products, you guys. I love loyal customers, don't get me wrong, but to me, the compensation plan, the little bit of green in me, distributors is where you build that legacy money, that beach house money. You have to have a team. You can enroll 7,000 loyal customers, but if you don't have, you know, a certain amount of people, you're never going to go triple diamond with just loyal customers. And so for me, I've always messaged, and it's not some like cold message that's generic or like not personal, because if I'm reaching out to you and asking you about this opportunity, it's literally just, hey girl, I was wondering if, you know, you could use an extra $800 a month. I'm doing something new. Like I change my messages up all the time, but the amount of people, and that's when people say, you know, well, how do you mass enroll distributors? If you go on my phone, I have 2,000 people that I can text right now that have been interested about signing up. Yes. Out of 2,000 people, I would hope that 10 are going to join every month, because and literally it's just a numbers thing for me. And so anybody that's not interested in the business, I talk about the products, but for me, it's always about the business. I rarely message people about products or about becoming loyal customers.
Customers, because they just come to me. I don't know why, but my main focus is distributors, because for me, they don't come to me as much. They do come to me, but I feel like I'm a huge believer in letting people come to you. But I was asked, you guys, and I would have never thought to do this if I wasn't asked. And if I wasn't asked, I wouldn't be a stay-at-home mom for over 2 years now. Like I'd be at work. So I think it's important to ask, but it's all about how you ask. So I will never forget this. I'm sure you guys remember 2 conferences ago, who was there? Anybody? I just remember Mark told everybody to stand up if you were asked to join this business. The whole room stand up except for a few people, like probably 100 out of 20,000. And he said, stay standing if this business was a blessing. Everybody stayed standing. And it was just goosebumps. Yes, all over. Like I was just bawling my eyes out. So I think that asking is actually me doing a favor because I'm offering something that changed my life that could potentially change somebody else's. And you know what? It has, because I had girls texting me last night, you know, oh my God, my paycheck has a comma in it for the first time. Or, you know, I just paid off my, you know, car payment because of you, asking me, like all these messages. And that to me is everything. So I always ask. But the thing is I'm asking people that are showing interest in me. So people that are responding to my polls, and it's not just polls about the business, it's polls like the other day I was walking into Publix and I was like, who else avoids parallel parking like the plague? Because I can't drive. So everybody, I had like 80 yeses. I avoid that crap. And I messaged all of them about the business because I know that they're watching me. And sometimes I'll even go back to posts from 2 weeks ago. I know that they've been watching me for at least 2 weeks and they're liking my lifestyle posts. And my lifestyle posts are getting 500 plus likes on Instagram. So now I have 500 people to message. So I'm always reaching out to people, but in a way where I'm building relationships first. So I'll reply to people's Instagram stories. What was that? Oh. I reply to people's Instagram stories as much as I can. I'm liking people's stuff as much as I can. So that way when I do reach out to them, I can say, my message is sometimes like, hey girl, I'm sure you get asked all the time, but I can't get it off my mind. I think you'd be so good at what I do. Would you be open to an extra income? Could you use that right now? So that message isn't like, you know, are you interested, but are you open to it? And like that, I feel like makes all the difference. And they're like, okay, yeah, I'm open to it. Give me the details. And because I'm asking that question, could you use an extra income right now? Like it puts that thought in their head, like, oh, maybe I could use one, or hell yeah, I need one. So like that right there gets me so much response when I do it to people that are watching me. And because I'm posting daily about the business and I'm showing people on my Instagram story, hey, I'm feeding my baby this morning, you know, and I'm doing a boomerang with me putting the baby food in her mouth. It doesn't say because of this business I'm home every day. It says never having to miss a moment. So those little breadcrumbs right there that you're showing people every day, like even if you're at your gas tank, you're like, got to fill it up all the way today, winning or something like that. Like those little breadcrumbs are going to lead to that one post you make. I do this maybe once a week on my Instagram poll, and I say, who could use an extra income? I'm finally opening new spots to people. Then everybody's flooding in my inbox and clicking on my polls because they've been watching me all week. And then I'll message some other people that maybe didn't click on the poll, and people are scared to message you guys. Like you won't believe it. People are scared. And that it's probably most of y'all on here too. So you got to think like, let's see in the comments right now. Can we just see if you were asked, can you put I was asked or I was not asked? Because I would love to see. And I think it's really just ask the people that you are talking to, building a relationship with. I think it's about doing polls. And that just one click could be that thing that they're doing that's finally going to help them get over their fear. You reach out to them. It could be, I mean, the people that are viewing your stories, swipe up, see everybody who's viewing your stories, reply to their Instagram stories. It now shows the little circle around their picture. But there's so many different ways. You guys pay attention to who's paying attention to you. And that's your market right there. That's who you need to reach out to, and reach out to them in a way that's not spammy, showing them that you want them, that you've been watching them, and that you're interested in them because they have something that you want for your team. So sorry, I could go on forever, but
wait, I want to like piggyback for just a second off of that. This is something that like I've always said is that my whole entire life, like being raised by a single mom and struggling and all of this stuff, no one ever came to me, not even like my high school guidance counselor, and was like, hey, I'll show you how to make some extra money. Like, no one in my life ever really, you know, like, it was expected that you go to college and you get a job, but like, no one ever like asked to help. And the first person that came to me and said, hey, you know what? I can help you make an extra $500. Like, would that be beneficial to you? There's not enough words to describe the debt that I'm in to her for changing my life just by offering to help me make an extra $500. And so to me, I look at it like as a disservice if you're not asking people, you know, hey, can I help you make some extra money so you can afford those, you know, the better brand name diapers? Like, to me, my breath is wasted if I'm not asking people to be a part of this, because $500 turned into literally the rest of my life. So I just wanted to add that.
Let me add one thing too before you talking, Jackie, really quick. I know you're talking.
I'm like, I love this. I'm like,
okay, so like this is huge too. I just want to add this. Sometimes when you ask somebody, they don't reply. Like, they don't. But now you put that thought in their head and they're watching like a hawk. And you know what? That one time when their manager lets them go or cuts their hours, or then they get pregnant and they realize, hey, maybe I could stay at home with my babies. Like, that's when they're going to come to you because they've been watching you. So I put that out there.
I think that's all just so awesome and so true. But I think what's important to keep note, so I kind of do like a mix of what, hold on, I'm just going to mute all, then unmute. Sorry, I'm like so ADD, I can't focus on more than one thing at a time. Okay, I think, you know, what is important to know, like notice from that though, you guys, is like, so I kind of do the same thing as Brittany. Like, I'm not reaching out just to random people. Like, I'm reaching out to people that are interacting with me. So every day, you know, and just like Caitlin, just like Allie, on my Instagram, on my Facebook, I'm posting lifestyle. I'm showing them what this business is doing for me. The people that like it, I'm screenshotting my post, sending it to them in a message, and I'm keeping it very simple. Hey, thank you so much for the love on my post. Are you interested in Are you interested in some info on making an extra income from your phone? And just like Brittany said, I don't assume they're going to respond right away, but I know they're watching me. And so you have to reach out, or you don't have to, but when you're reaching out, you need to be active in giving them something to watch, because people are going to watch you for sometimes a week, sometimes 6 months. I watched somebody for 3 years, and I would have never joined with her if she wasn't consistent and showed me, you know, every single day, reaching out, following up. I would have never pieced it together. You know, I look at, you know, when you reach out to distributors, you know, it differs from customers, because customers, you're solving a problem for them that they know they have. They want to grow their hair, lose weight, whatever their deal is. For a distributor, you have to be like convincing them that they need what you have. They may not know that they need this opportunity yet. So they need to understand that through your post and through you reaching out. So I think that's all such good information. Like, I think that's so interesting to see how we each do it a little bit differently, but, you know, each has success. It just shows you that there is no, you know, right way to do this business, or one right way. Okay. So Caitlin, somebody asks you to send them info on what you do. What is the first thing you say to them? And if they, you know, so like, how do you start the conversation, and then how do you explain our business? So if someone's like, hey, I want some info, like, what are you saying to them?
Okay, so first, like the first thing I say to anybody who asks about the business is, have you heard of It Works Global before? And if they say yes, I'm just like, oh, okay, how long have you been considering joining? Or did you want more information about it? And either they'll say that they've already wanted to join, but most of the time they say they want more info. So then I actually have like a text replacement that I have set as business info, and I can read it out after if you guys want. But then if they say no, they've never heard of It Works Global, then I'm still sending that business info paragraph. And so basically I have it set up so that I'm sending that to them no matter what their answer is, because that just keeps the conversation like on track from like where I know it's going to work. Because I made that, I went through like a few paragraphs explaining the business when I first joined, but this one I made just like always worked. And I just worded it in a way that it's super fitting for anybody. Like, nobody would ever say no, they don't want to do it. Because at the end, my very last sentence is this something you'd be interested in doing? And I just have it worded as like, nobody's going to say no, right? So that's just how I know that it's going to keep the conversation on track. And so when they say yes, then I'm saying, okay. And then I'm getting personal and saying, well, how much would you need to make each month to be less financially stressed out? And then that way they feel like they're still they're in charge of the conversation, but really I am, because like I know like how to word it so that I can like keep it on track, you know? Did you want me to like read out the paragraph that I use?
Yeah, I can't believe you're hiding all this like good wording from me. I thought we were
I'm pretty sure you have it. I've sent it to like everybody. Okay,
yeah.
it's probably gonna cut out my camera as I do this, but one second. I'm just gonna like type it out. It's like my shortcut.
Get some music to play for you. I could sing if you guys want. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no, I'm done. Okay. So it basically just says, so the company I'm working with, It Works Global, is an online health and wellness store with so many amazing products such as weight loss, hair growth, a cleanse, and our famous wraps to tighten skin. The company itself doesn't pay for advertising, so that's what our job is. We use social media as our platform, and we share the products and the business with people. We don't have to keep inventory or spend our own money and stress about selling it all out to get our money back. We're just given a website. Why did I cut out? Okay, so we're just given a website, and anybody who wants to sign up to try our products gets referred to our website, and the company ships the products to them. So basically all we do is talk to people and advertise. You don't have to drive anywhere or worry about where to go, what to wear. You work from your phone, so you can do it wherever you are and whenever you want. Is that something you'd be interested in doing? And literally I've only ever had one person say no to me in like the year of doing this.
I can't believe you hid that for me this whole time. That is so good. That is pretty good. Okay, that's good. So I like how it's simple. It explains it, and then you said you have really good response with that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So okay, so Britt, so someone comes to you and says, "Okay, I'm interested in what you do. What do you do from home? What do you do?" Or Allie, whoever's next. Sorry, I can't remember whoever's next.
Allie, you can go.
Allie's next.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys a lesson that I've learned in this business. So if you are new, you may be doing this right now, because I remember when I was working on Going Executive and Ruby and Emerald, I would have cut off my left arm to sign someone up. I didn't really care if they were going to do anything. I was just like, okay, I need this name in a box. I need them to get 400 because I need to go diamond. Like, I literally, like, if you have a social security number, like, just at $99, hit me up. So
give me your card number.
Right, literally. So what happened was, going diamond, I did not have a working team, because here's the deal. If you have to beg them to join, you're going to have to beg them to work. And this is not a begging business. And so I want to tell you guys, if I could go back and tell myself this advice, this is probably the advice that I literally, just this one tip. You have to take this business seriously. And when you go to get a job anywhere, you have to have an interview, right? You assume that you're going to have like a 20 to 30-minute interview. Getting someone on the phone for 5 to 10 minutes, you guys will absolutely change the type of people you are enrolling. And here's why. One, if they're serious enough to spend 10 minutes on the phone with you, they're probably also serious enough to hear you out, to also, when they sign up, log into their eSuite and, I don't know, maybe make their first post and not be a kidnapper. Had those, we just don't like them. So with that being said, you guys, on the phone, there is no script, okay? Like, my phone calls are my, basically, do you know anything about network marketing? I ask them that because guess what? A lot of people have a really bad understanding about what they do. They think we have closets full of product and we go like knock door to door. So I want to know, what do you think you know about what I do, so that way I know what I need to actually explain to you the right way. The next thing I ask them, what would an extra $800 a month do for you? What bills would that pay? What difference would it make in your life? An $800. You guys, I love that rubies make $500 a month, but like 500 kind of sounds like cheesy to me when you put it like in wording. So I always stick with 800. And so I ask them that. I hear about their why. Number one tip, if you're on the phone with someone, ask them what that would do for them, and then shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Let them talk. That's a big tip, you guys, because I'm someone that I'm like all over the place, and I like don't give them a chance. But I've had people on the phone that literally have broken down into tears talking about their single mom struggle and their husband leaving. And not only does that build a connection that you can never build just through texting, a mistake that I've now learned, and now I'm moving forward with my business. If you do not have 5 to 10 minutes to get on the phone with me and for me to interview you and understand why you need this, what this would do for you, and if you are someone that considers themselves motivated and coachable, if you can't give me 10 minutes of your time, this isn't the right team for you. I'm not the right leader for you, because I'm not chasing you around to once you sign up. You know what I mean? I want someone that, like people on my team, pick up the phone if they're having a bad day, if they're struggling with something. I get a phone call. Hey, Allie, I'm really working on my Ruby chart, but I'm struggling with this. Can you help me? Honestly, guys, that is my biggest tip for enrolling distributors, and something that I wish I had done so much sooner in my business, because it has made a difference. I would much rather enroll 5 distributors that sign up and work their butts off than 15 that sign up and don't do anything.
Okay, so let me just ask a question to that, because I know like a good 50% of the people are like, okay, well, I am not talking on the phone. So someone comes to you and says, okay, Allie, that sounds great, but I'm just not confident. I don't have your confidence. I don't think I could speak on the phone. What do you say?
How bad do you want it?
Yes, girl. Drop that mic.
I mean, that literally is what it is. You guys, as outgoing as I am, as much as I love Facebook Live, put me in a room, I'll talk to a brick wall for hours. That is who I am. But getting on the phone with people, literally, I get hives. I start to do throw up in my mouth. My palms are sweating. I'm like, oh my God, I'm talking to some random person on the phone on Facebook. But I had to make a decision. Either I could sit here and keep complaining about not being triple diamond, or I could just step a little bit outside of my comfort zone. And guess what happens when you get outside of your comfort zone? God is like, blessings, 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 blessings. You did it, you did it, you did it. And so that's what it comes down to. And that's what I've told my team. You guys can continue sending 200 messages a day on Instagram, do your thing. But I got on a phone with a girl who had literally ignored my past 15 follow-ups. I got on the phone with her for 12 minutes, and she signed up literally within 2 minutes after that. 12 minutes on the phone compared to 15 follow-up messages that she ignored. Proof is in the pudding.
Well, I'm going to start getting on the phone more. You make me want to get on the phone, and it's so crazy because yesterday I actually was on the phone with 2 different girls, and they're working on pre-selling right now, and they're asking me questions left and right. So,
and you can tell who is and honestly, you guys, when they're on the phone, and I've talked to people that are like, you know what, Allie, I'm just not interested in what you do. I'm just not interested. It feels so much better to hear no when you can hear a genuine voice behind it. And then you know what I say? Listen, I totally get it. This isn't for everyone, but would you maybe have some friends that are looking for a part-time job or some extra money? Every single time they've given me their friends' names and numbers, and I have literally, it's like host to post on the phone. I mean,
that's awesome. So I do something a little different. So I do get on the phone when people ask me to get on the phone, and I'm actually somebody who was really scared in the beginning to get on the phone. But then I feel like as you build confidence in this business, it just doesn't matter anymore. I can walk up to somebody at the supermarket and blitz you or whatever, So you guys just got to work on it. And that's the only way you're going to get better at anything is by doing it and doing it again and doing it again and doing it again. So I actually did used to get on the phone in the beginning. When I started mass enrolling, I got more comfortable with it, but I noticed it was taking up a lot of my time. And with, 2 kids, it's hard for me to stay on the phone all the time. So I actually went and I made a video. So it's an opportunity video. It's about 10 minutes long. And I always end with that because I'm crying in the video. I'm relating to them. I'm also talking about the ways I make money. And it's just a really awesome video that shares how I was struggling so badly. And then I overcame it. And because of this business, So it's on my YouTube. It's really quick and easy. And my team uses that video for every potential until they're usually around a diamond. They make their own video. But that video is what honestly works for me. So what I do is I have text replacements. So I'll reach out to somebody and I would say, I think you do so good at what I do. Do you want more info? And they say, what do you do? I'm not too sure. And usually what I say is, well, what I do is I work on social media as a business owner and I share our company's products. I add new girls my age, they become interested, message me, and I make commissions, wrap cash, and bonuses. I've been doing it for almost 3 years now, and it's a lot of fun. The pay is amazing once you get it going. I'm sure you see all over my page, we just purchased our first home, and it's done so many amazing things for us. Are you on social media a lot already? So what I do is I try to take it step by step in my conversations, and because I say, like, I'm sure you see all over my page what it's done for me, they go look at my page. And I've noticed sometimes people are liking my posts from like forever ago. So they're now looking on my page. So they tell me that they're on social media a lot, that sounds interesting. And I say, oh, that's perfect then, because I do everything off of social media. Like I said before, Facebook and Instagram are my best friends when it comes to this. I love it because it's just so easy to fit into a busy schedule. I did this so easily around my full-time job. And now that I have 2 kids, Lord, it makes it 10 times easier than going to a job. So if you're busy like I am, you will do so great at this. How much extra a month would help you? So at that point, now they're like, well, this much would help me. And then I always say, so I'll be completely honest, my first paycheck was $80, and then it kept doubling and doubling after that. 2 months in, I was making $200 extra a month. And just a few short months after that, I was able to triple my full-time income and come home to my kids. If you're a hard worker, I have no doubt in my mind that I can show you step by step how to do this. And some of my girls even move faster than I did. And I have like exclamation marks and laughing, crying faces. Like I have hearts. Like my energy is popping off my messages. And I say, I just want to be upfront about how it won't happen your first month. Are you willing to learn from me and let me show you how to do this until you reach that goal, whatever their goal was, like 500 extra a month? And then they're like, yes, girl, I'm willing to do anything. Da, 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 da. I'm like, awesome. Well, listen, I'm really busy right now, but would it be cool if I sent you a video instead? I'm sure it will answer a lot of your questions that you haven't even thought of yet. And they say yes, and then I send them my video. And then after the video, I have people that message me and they're like, okay, I want to sign up. How do I do this? Or they say, how do I get started? Or they're like, your story inspired me. And then the people who don't write back, I message them back in a day or so. And I always say something along the lines of, hey girl, I have other people about to take my last spot, my last VIP spot. And I really wanted to offer it to you before I give it to these girls. What did you think of the video? Do you think this is something you want to do, or down the road? And then that way they give me an answer like, okay, I want to do this, or maybe down the road, or, you know, I'm giving them both options basically. So that way they can tell me, no, like I want more info, I want to do it, or down the road. And I think that has helped me so much in my business, especially with my customers too. I'm like, are you ready now, or do you need to wait till this Friday when you get paid? And it's like, oh no, I'll wait till I get paid. I don't give them another option. So that's what I do. And then I have people that say, I want to get on the phone. And most part, they see my video and they feel like they know me. And it saves me time. And I don't know, that's just like my secret sauce is my video. And it works great. And for me, you guys, let me just add this in here. I have to talk to around 6 to 8 people to get one person to sign. So like I'm talking like a seriously interested person. And you know, just to show you guys these numbers that we do to become mass enrollers is we got to talk to a lot of people. So I just want to throw that out there. How long is my video? My video is about 10 to 12 minutes, I think. I wouldn't do it any longer than that because nobody's got time for that.
I love how you address a lot of, like, I feel things that people are already thinking in your video.
Yes.
I mean, in like what they're thinking when you're talking to them. I like how in your message, you're addressing those things like that. Like just hearing you say that paragraph, like I even felt like, oh my gosh, like it's so, I like how you're so, like it's just really low key. You know, and I like how you're like, I'm really busy right now. You're kind of like playing hard to get. Like I'm a little bit too busy.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I am busy. Trust me. But like that makes them feel like my time's valuable. Like I'm important. You know, and it's almost like I'm playing hard to get. Like I feel like when we in this business are like that crazy boyfriend that's like up your butt. Like people are just like, leave me the hell alone, because it's like coming off as you want something from them. But when it's more of, like I said earlier, you're just loving your life, you're making this money, I don't care whether you join me or not, but if you do, that's amazing because I can help you. But if not, I have other people I'm tending to. So it's like, I feel like that is when like the crazy boyfriend now goes away and it's making you want to go after him. So it's like, you know, it's just a mind game. You gotta, I don't know. And I'm like you said, I'm like addressing the fears that they have before they even, you know, tell me their fears. So it's kind of like squashing the bug before it flies, you know?
I really like that. So something that I'm doing that I found has really been a game changer for me is I actually have a voice note. So let's say, you know, I reach out to someone that's like my post, or they message me and they want info. Just like Caitlin, the first question I'm asking, are you familiar with It Works Global? No matter what they say, I have sent, so if you guys didn't know, you can do this, by the way. So voice recording on Messenger is huge, okay? Like when people can hear your excitement, just like getting on the phone, it makes a big difference. So I actually have a voice note that I sent to myself on Messenger that I just forward to people. So I could perfect it, you know, as many times as I needed. So my inbox, if anybody ever looked, it's just me having like all these conversations with myself. Looks crazy, but I just keep it really simple. So I say, okay, so It Works Global. We're a health and wellness company. We're based out of the States. We have over 50 products, but we're best known for a wrap that tones, tightens, and firms in 45 minutes. No competition. We're the only place you can get a wrap that works like this. And I say, you know, instead of this big company, you know, $1 million brand having, you know, advertising and storefronts and people to ring through their products, they cut that budget out and they put that into us as distributors. So what we do is we market for them through word of mouth, either doing face-to-face parties or, you know, social media. And I just address right away, like, we are a social media team. I'm like, I would just throw up if I ever had to do a party. So I'm like, our team is social media. This is what we can offer you as a social media team. We're going to show you how to grow your network. You know, I just address that they probably have no idea what that even means to have a social media team or business. And I just quickly explain the ways that I can help them do it. Okay, so Caitlin, what is your best tip for having conversations with potential distributors? And I know this is a really broad question, but just any tip that you can give, you know, if you're new in this business or if you've been in it for a while, like what is a tip that you have when talking to a potential distributor? Is that too broad?
Okay, yeah, that one's difficult. What I personally do is just, as soon as somebody even mentions the business to me, even if they're not like a serious potential, even if like they just asked one time and then ignored me for like months, as soon as they mention the business, I put their name in a list on my phone. So I have like this huge notes with like hundreds of names in my phone. And what I do for follow-up is I wait until there's like a promotion, like if there's like any sort of deal, I'll send a message to every single person on my list and be like, hey, look, this is what's offering right now. I don't know if you're ready. Maybe we talked about this before and something was holding you back, but this is what you get now if you join, or this is what I can help you do. Or like if somebody on my team promotes, like last month I helped 5 people go Ruby and earn the bonus. So then I followed up with everybody and was like, hey, look, like I just helped 5 people earn a $1,000 bonus and I'm looking to help one more person do that again this month. Are you ready? Do you want to be that one person? You know, like anything that I can tweak to be like something that could excite a potential, I'll take time and sit down and send that to every single person on that list. And it's like getting bigger every day, my list. So like now when I do that, it literally takes like a whole day, but like it's so worth it because I sit down for that day and you get so many people resurfacing. Like maybe a money bonus doesn't excite that person, but all of a sudden you message them about this Disneyland trip and that excites them. You know, like you don't know what promotion is going to excite people. So I message them, like every single person, no matter what it is, and just wait for that one promotion to excite them and bring them back.
That's awesome.
So I kind of have 2 pieces of advice. My first one, that once again, it was a learning experience, something I didn't do in the beginning that as soon as I started doing it made a big difference, was, like I said, asking someone, you know, what would an extra $800 a month do for you? And when you have that in your text messages, I can't tell you the amount of times that girls have come to me, you know, a couple weeks later after following up with them, be like, you know, I just decided to, like, I'm not really interested anymore. And literally all I have to do is scroll up, you know, a couple texts and be like, you're not interested in helping your mom with her medical treatment, or you're not interested in a new car, or you're not interested in paying off college debt. Like, I'm confused about which one of those you're not interested in. And okay, maybe I'm not that sassy, but I'm going to let you guys know, like, to me, if you're telling me that you want to help with your mother's medical treatment, 3 weeks later, that changed. You're no longer like dreaming big enough that, you know what I mean, an extra $500 wouldn't help you. So that's my first thing. And my second thing, and it's funny, Jade always tells me that I'm so extra, but you guys, before this business and, you know, really in the beginning, like, I've always been really big on Snapchat. And so one of the biggest things that has helped me enroll distributors, and I don't know the rhyme or reason, but I'm going to share with you guys my tip, is that I treat my Snapchat the same exact way I treat my Instagram stories. This is my full-time job. I can take 2 extra seconds to post the same thing I posted on my Instagram story on my Snapchat, right? And so because I'm having so many conversations with so many potential distributors throughout the day, because that's really all I message for, when I get their phone number and add it into my contacts, I add them on Snapchat. And you guys would be absolutely blown away at the amount of people who pay more attention to what I'm doing on Snapchat than they do on Instagram. I mean, I'm posting literally the same things, but I've had so many people that have been ignoring my texts, ignoring my Instagram messages, like even when I'm like commenting on a funny meme they posted, like, will completely ghost me and then will like reach out because of something I said on Snapchat. And it's super easy. You literally you can add from your contacts list, add your Snapchat friends. And so by no means do I spend my whole entire day scrolling through wondering what they're doing, because it honestly makes me very upset when they tell me they don't have $99, but I see them at the club on Friday. So like, I don't pay attention to what they're doing, but they pay attention to what I'm doing. And so I'm someone that I don't just use my Instagram stories to do nothing but nonstop business. And I'm sorry, but I cannot stand someone following me and it's an It Works distributor and all they put up is It Works stuff. It literally I can't do it. So for me, I looked up, because I'm super like, I want to know how to be better in this business. And so I looked up how to vlog. Okay. And there's about a million different anything that you could need to know on how to vlog. And so there were ideas about what type of vlog things you can do, like trying a new food at Taco Bell. So I'll go on my Snapchat, go through the Taco Bell drive-thru and be like, trying the nacho fries for the first time, like holla, like I'm so silly and just so myself on Snapchat that everyone thinks that they're my best friend because they feel like Snapchat has connected us in that way. And so my tip of advice to everyone is that if you're not, I want my potentials to look at me and be like, I would go have a beer with her. And if you're not doing that through your social media, why would they want to sit down and have a coffee and listen about your business? Like I want to be someone people want to hang out with first. Because if they want to hang out with me, chances are I can also probably tell them some more about this super cool business I'm a part of.
I love that. Okay, so don't hate me. What is the question?
So the question is, this is really broad, sorry. This made more sense when I was writing it. But what is one tip that you just have when talking to a potential distributor? So anything of what to say, what not to say, just
okay.
Really talking to a potential.
If you wouldn't say it to your best friend, then don't type it, I feel like. So don't answer a question that wasn't asked. But ask questions at the end to get to you're in charge of the conversation. You and what you want to get out of them, you're in charge of. So I feel like when we pull their why out of them and we pull the reasoning why they want this business out of them, that's so important, because then when you follow up with them, it's girl, I have one spot left today for someone who really needs this business. And I know you, Allie said, get sassy. I'm we've been talking for 5 months now and you could have been making a paycheck by now, but I see you at the bars every night. And meanwhile, I should be helping you make this $500 extra a month to pay your car mortgage that you came to me about 2 months ago, whatever it may be. But I'm I pull that why out of them because I want to remind them that they need this business and bring it up to them again. But I feel if you're not going to talk to your best friend that way, then don't send it. Make them feel wanted. Like, I always let people know, like, I want to ask you before I go to somebody else. And I literally ask those people first because I'm focused on them, the people that I really see potential in and I want on my team. I'm going to them first. I don't know. I'm just me. And like, I was reading the comments and somebody was like, why do we need scripts when we're just real people? Like, what happened to being real people? And I think that's important, is like, as we're posting these ideas for you guys to do, we're kind of posting it as like, I guess, something for you to go by, but you need to be you. Like, people are going to buy you before they want to buy any product from you and join your business because they like you. So as you're talking to them, get to know them. Like, get to know them. Don't be afraid to say, like, by the way, I saw you went to the Bahamas. How was it? I've been dying to go. Because the more that you get to know somebody, the more trust is going to be built, and the more likely they're going to write back to you. I feel like it's really, I don't know. It, like you said, it's a broad subject, but I feel like you just got to be upbeat. You have to have energy, because I can't even tell you how many of my girls come to me and they send me screenshots, and it's just like, it's boring. Like, I wouldn't want to write back to you. I'm sorry. But like, I tell them, they know. I'm like, be excited, be passionate, like, come across like you are wanting to help them. And I think when you are like, yes, girl, oh, you just want to make an extra $500 a month, I can do that, no problem. You got to trust in me. If you're hardworking and you're willing to learn, let's go. Like, that's the kind of attitude you got to have. And I feel like when you combine all that together, and like, they're watching you on social media and you're voice texting them. Like, one of my girls, she voice texts me every time, and I hear her voice text. She sounds like she's the happiest person in the world. Meanwhile, she's got the worst of the worst happening to her in her life situation, but she's so excited about this that, like, it pops off the page. Her energy just radiates through your phone. So I feel like that's what you need, is you just got to get excited. And I feel like when we aren't enrolling distributors, we're just not excited, because for some reason we feel like, oh, maybe this is just another person I'm going to get on and they're going to quit. Or this is just another person who's going to flake on me when I try to follow up with them on the day that they're going to sign up. Like, whatever happened in the past, you need to, like, forget about it. You just got to forget about it, because when you believe that the right people are coming, like, that should get you excited every single day. When you know that you're going to reach that promotion this month, that should get you excited every single day. And like, that's just when I sign people, is like when I am just so excited, because I know I'm reaching my promotion this month. I know how many people I'm going to help, and I'm letting them know like how much I care about them. And that gets them to want to join with me versus somebody else.
That's seriously so good, and I'm like getting fired up from this. Okay, so my tip from that, you guys, is kind of a little bit of everything what you guys just said, is, you know, not being so worried about the script. You know, I find, like, I know we've added a lot of new people since this $20 deal, and I notice sometimes in our team chats are like, okay, I need a post that's gonna wheel in. I hate that, wheel in distributors. We're not wheeling anybody in, but a post to wheel in distributors, something, you know, scripts that sign distributors. And I think what's most important to know is that there is no secret, like, script or wording or thing that, like, people are keeping from you. It just comes from consistency, and it comes from being confident. You have to be confident when you are speaking to people, because this is like a business relationship. Like, when I partner with people, like, I look at it like this is a business relationship. And if you're not confident when you talk, people can sense that, and people want to join with people that they know, that they like, and that they trust. And so when they don't know you previous to social media, you have to show them who you are, that they can trust you, that they like you, and because you're confident, you can show them how to do this business. Now, a lot of you guys may be like, okay, well, that's awesome, but I'm new in this business and I'm not confident in this business. I'm not confident. How am I supposed to portray confidence when I'm not? The answer to that is you just have to fake it till you make it. You guys, before I had a team, I was on YouTube. I was going to people that I knew were mass enrolling distributors. I was finding people that I liked their style and that I knew were having success, and I listened to them. Zooms just like this, where we would share our wording. I would pause it, write it down, pause it, write it down. And I would listen, and I would listen to their confidence, and I just borrowed it. And I just had a lot of wrong conversations again and again and again and again, where I may have messed up or said the wrong thing, until I was just like, okay, I've got this. Just like walking, learning how to walk, right? You don't just get up and learn how to walk. You fall on your face, and it takes, for you to be confident in that, it just takes some time. So know that coming into this business, like, the confidence usually doesn't just happen, but it's something that you can all like just learn. It's all the skills here are something that you can like be taught, which is awesome. Okay, so next question. Kaylin, I really want to join your team, but I don't have $99. What do you say?
I just talk about how, like, I didn't have the $99 either. And so I just explained that what I did was I sold a bunch of stuff on, like, a buy and sell page, or I just, like, kind of give them options of, like, ways you can make the $99. But I just kind of, like, tell them, you know, like, I actually said this to a girl today. I was like, okay, but think about it. Is this not scary that if an emergency came up, you don't have $99? And she said to me, she's like, well, I know. And I was like, okay, well, then let's do something about that. Like, if you actually do not have $99 in your bank account, like, that's not okay. Like, you need that $99 in your bank account. So I just kind of give them a bunch of options and be like, ask your friends and family for help, like, borrow if you need to. I know that sucks, but, like, if it's going to help your life, like, borrow money, you know, sell clothes, sell baby things, you have a house full of stuff. There's nobody in the world that doesn't have something in their house that they don't use. So, like, if you actually want this business, you can find $99. And I tell them, I say to them, like, I truly believe that you can join this business. You just need to want to join this business. Like, that's just how it is for me anyways.
That's so true. Hey, Allie, I don't have $99, but I want to join your team.
All right, so this is like my red is gonna come out, but if I don't care who you are. If I came to your door with a gun, held it to your head, and said, you're not getting your kid back until you give me $99, I can promise you'd figure out a way to come up with $99. It's not that they can't find $99. It's, are they excited, motivated, understanding? Are they ready to find $99 to, and you guys, I know that when you are struggling to afford tampons, $99 is a lot of money, but I can tell you that $99 is not a lot of money. Like, a lot of people pay a lot more to start their businesses. And for me, you guys, I followed someone on Instagram who did this business and who was successful with this business for 2 years, and literally rolled my eyes at every single post that she put up. I ended up connecting with my enroller through a dog rescue here in Charlotte, and 2 weeks after asking her about what the wraps did, I lost my job. And she was the one that asked, and I felt like I knew her. And so the moral of the story is, when my job let me go unexpectedly and handed me my last paycheck of $114, and I had $1 left over for me and Matt to last us a week after investing in a business that I knew nothing about, it wasn't because I was so excited or so ready to start an online business or because I knew anything about the products. It was because I was at a moment in my life where I was so dang done that I was willing to try anything. And what we have to understand, and I honestly truly believe that this hits you somewhere deep in your heart, that moment in time, that moment in your life when you hit rock bottom, it's different for everybody. For some person, it might be their card declining while buying formula. For me, it was losing my job because I didn't want to go into work the day after my horse passed away. For everybody, there is a different breaking point, and it is not your job to decide, oh, you need this business right now. Why aren't you joining? Why don't you have $99? I know that we're not like that, but you guys get what I'm saying? Like, for me, I'm not desperate. If you're going to work this business and take it seriously, then you're going to figure out how to find $100. Go sell some. I mean, that's my outlook at it. And when you're desperate and begging and blowing up their phone, and I've had people that have told me for 15 months they don't have $99. And if 15 months they're not sitting there, they're sitting there getting my 15th text and saying, I still don't have $99 after watching her and getting her text for 15 months. If that doesn't pull them out of the fact that they're struggling, nothing I say, post, or talk about is going to. So that's my advice.
Okay, Brittany, I really want to join your team, but I just don't have $99.
So I tell people, girl, you think I had $99 to start this business? No, but I knew that was the reason why I had to get started. So I had to find a way to get that money. And that right there, I feel like when I talk about my situation, it almost inspires them versus saying, well, get the $99 together somehow, you know? So I'm like, you know, girl, you think I had that money? Heck no, I had to push back my phone bill to get started. So that was the whole reason why I had to get the money together to start, because I deserved an extra $99 a month to spend on what I want. And then I'm like, if you don't have an extra $99 to spend on what you want at this very moment, you got to let me help you, because that's not okay. And they're just kind of like, oh, like I'm like, I can help you. You know what I mean? So like at that point, I feel like it's like, that's why you got to get started. That's a problem. You know, most of America doesn't even have $1,000 in their savings account. And like, that was me. But like, when I heard that the other day and I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like, and then I'm like, oh my God, like that was me. Like, that's not okay. So I let them know, like, that's the reason why you need to get started, and I can help you, because that was me too, but I'm not like that anymore.
That's so good. And it's all just so true, you know? And I think, like, you know, I kind of, again, I hate going last because I'm like, I feel like I'm just stealing all your guys' stuff. But, you know, it is true. Like, when someone says, I don't have the $99, I always will ask them, how long has money been this tight?
Yes.
I want them to tell me how long they've been like this. And just like, you know, these three ladies have said, you just relate. You talk about where you were when you started this business. For me, like, I had to pull money from, you know, somewhere else. I talked about how even though I was working 60 hours a week, I didn't have the $99 to get started. And, you know, I just realized if I didn't have $99 to invest in myself, I needed this more than anybody. And another thing that I just like to keep in mind always, you guys, is people that tell you that they don't have the $99, they have $99. You guys, I watched somebody do this business for 3 years that I met on social media. And, you know, the thing is that, like, you know, she would reach out to me, she would post, she would, you know, I would tell her I didn't need it or I didn't have the money or whatever. And I had the $99. I just didn't think that it was best spent with her. It was best spent to me at Walmart, going out for drinks. That's where my interest was. I had to see it enough times from her, what she was doing because of this business, what she was like before this business, what this business did for her, and where it will bring her. It took me 3 years. So a lot of you guys may be new in this business and saying, well, I'm already talking to people and they're all saying no. I said no, you know? And I can guarantee you, well, except for Caitlin, funny story. Caitlin, like, literally, we had one conversation. She's like, here's my SIN number. And I was like, okay, thank you. So everybody, but you know, most people need to watch you. And so you just need to show them that their $99 is best spent with you and what you can do for them. So that comes through your posting and the way that you talk to them, which really just kind of ties into everything that we're talking about. Okay, so I think we have one more question, which is, if you had to name like one thing that you do, anything in your business, and you may have already said this in this Zoom, that you feel contributes to you being a mass enroller, like, what do you think? Is that a really broad question? Sorry, I'm the worst at this, but like, that made sense in my head. So Kaylin, you first. Sorry.
It makes sense, but I don't know how to answer it. Like, I don't know. I guess just like how I mass enroll is just by relating to everybody. You know, if someone says they don't have time, I talk about how I didn't have time. Heidi was a newborn when I joined this business. She was like maybe a month and a half old. Or if they tell me they don't have the money to join, I didn't have the money to join either. And I tell them about that. Or if they're like scared they're not gonna do well, or if they're scared of judgment, I talk about, like, I struggle with terrible anxiety. That's something I use talking to people about this business. It's like, I have it bad, but this business has helped me with that. So I talk about that. And just like, no matter what their fear is, I tell them my story about it while also like hearing their story. And I feel like that helps everybody feel comfortable joining and feel comfortable joining with me as their leader, you know, like, and I just feel like that's what I do. I'm very good at like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but like when talking to people, I feel like I'm really good at like wording and explaining things in a way to make people feel comfortable. So I used to work with like really poor families that had nothing. So I feel like I got a lot from that on like how to talk to them and like deal with them. So I feel like that's just something that I really bring to the table, is just knowing how to comfort and make people feel comfortable with their life, or like what could be their life, you know? Yeah.
That's really good.
Okay, so I have two pieces of advice, because at the end of the day, like, mass enrolling anything just means that you're talking to mass amounts of people, you guys. The reason why I sign 20 distributors a month is because when I do follow-ups, I have 2,000 people to follow up with. That's a numbers game. There's no secret sauce. It's just I've talked to a lot of people about this business, and it so happens that it's different people's amount of time. Like, it was their breaking point and they're ready to join. So my two pieces of advice that I want to leave you guys with, and I'm trying to give you advice because as my 3-year mark hit, I've been doing a lot of reflecting on the things that I've learned and the things that I do differently now. And the first thing you guys have to understand, and I do not mean this in a way that's like, oh, you're not going fast enough, because your girl took me 6 months to get to executive, took me 14 months to go diamond, and I have been working on triple for 16 months now. So nothing about my journey has been Tiffany Her-like. But with that being said, you guys, you can only say you're going to do something so many times before people start really rolling their eyes. And I'm not saying that you should care about what other people think about you. I'm not saying that to be like, you're not doing enough. I'm saying that because a part of mass enrolling, I truly believe, distributors, comes with when you start to have that momentum in your business. And so if you say, I'm going diamond this month, and you've been saying that for 3 years straight, and you're still working on ruby, people are probably not really paying attention to what you're saying anymore. And I don't mean that, like, I'm not trying to come off the wrong way. I want you to understand that a lot of the amount of distributors that I enroll are because people see that when I say I'm going to do something, that I'm fully intentionally following through with getting to that goal. I'm not in and out. I'm not wishy-washy. I'm not posting sometimes and then sometimes not. I've been doing the same dang thing for every day for 3 years. So that's my first tip, is that if you're claiming a goal, get to that goal and talk about how you're going to get there, and then hold yourself accountable so that when you earn that $10,000 bonus that you've been saying you're going to get for 7 months, people are blowing up your inbox because you actually did what you said you were going to do. That's my first tip. My second thing, you guys, this is the number one thing I see newbies struggle with, and this is why I want to talk about it. I love my business. I could work it every second of the day. I know that's a little crazy, but I don't have kids, okay? This is my full-time job. I love what I do. I love this business. I could work my business, and I show social media how much I love working my business, right? So to me, when I'm posting about being on a power hour with my team at 2 o'clock in the morning, or I'm talking about getting up at 6 a.m. to do prayers with my team, or I'm talking about going to an event, whatever I'm talking about, you guys, you have to understand that people see us putting in all of this work that we know is just social media. To us, it doesn't feel like all this work, but people see us putting in all this work, and all they want to know is, where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money, right? And so if you're brand new and you have not made a paycheck, I know that you got 4 wraps in your kit. Go sell one of those, and you can post for the next 30 days about how that $25 wrap filled up your gas tank, okay? People, all they want to understand is that all this time and effort and posting and editing and following and all of this that you're doing that you love, they want to know that it pays off. And I know when you're new, your paychecks are not $7,000. You can't go out and buy a brand new MacBook and a Mercedes. Like, I get that. But $25 can go a long way, y'all. And so if you are new, that's my advice for you, is don't just be posting 24/7 about how you love your business. Show them why, and show them, where is the money? Because for me, that's what it was. It wasn't that I didn't think this was legit or I didn't trust the company. It was just like, show me the money. Like, I want to know, like, are you actually making real money doing this? And as soon as I started seeing my upline put gas in her tank, you guys, she was a ruby. She wasn't balling. She wasn't the triple diamond she is right now. She was just putting gas in her tank. She was just buying dog food, and her buying dog food was enough to change my whole entire life through this business. So that's my tip. And if you're struggling to enroll distributors and you're new, it probably is because people just want to know, like, are you actually making real money? And all you have to do is sell a wrap or some keto coffee, and you can prove them right.
That's so good. Okay, wait, what was the question?
Forget it. Like your last tip.
I'm just listening to everything, and it's just so good.
Trust me, if I didn't have these written down, I wrote the questions. I don't even remember the questions. Okay, so just one thing that you feel, or, you know, something that you feel you do that just really contributes to you being a mass enroller. And I know that's a really broad question. I'm sorry.
So I just decide that I'm going to be one. Like, it's that simple. I tell my team, like, okay, if you can sign one distributor, look at how many people you talk to. Okay. You can sign 10. And let me just tell you guys, if you are signing distributors, you should be so proud of yourself right now. But you're the only person that can decide that you're going to sign more. And I feel like we need to set our goals bigger, set our dreams bigger, and tell ourselves that we are going to reach that rank. And I feel like when we do that and we know what we need, like when I went diamond, I signed like 14 distributors. It took me 9 months to get to ruby. It took me one more month, and then I promoted to emerald and diamond. And that just shows you, like, I did that all myself, really, because I knew what I needed. Like, I needed diamond so badly that, like, and let me repeat, I needed it. Do you need it? So it's like, I knew I had to fill those boxes. So that's when I decided, I'm like, okay, if I can sign one, I can sign more. If I can sign two, I can sign more. And when I made that decision, that's when, like, sorry, my family's like screaming. I just decided, like, okay, I know what I got to do. And so, like, you got to take a step back and ask yourself, am I signing distributors? Am I filling out my steps? And if so, then just dream bigger. And if you aren't signing distributors, figure that out first and then set the goal bigger, you know? But that's really just, I think what happened was I just decided I was going to be one, and I just started doing it. And like Ali said, you just talk to more people and talk to more people, and that's it. It's pretty simple.
So true. It's so true. And I think my last tip is just consistency, you guys. Being consistent is the most important thing in this business, no matter what. Being consistent is the most important thing in anything that you're trying to accomplish. And I see so many people get started and, you know, they post, they get really excited for 2 weeks and they don't get the results they want. And then they dim down their effort going into it, which then enhances the results that they don't want. And then it's just like a negative snowball in the way that you don't want it to go. You have to take that snowball, move it the other way. You got to be consistent in your business and work it at the beginning based on what your goals are, not how you feel. You know, just like an airplane taking off the runway, it's never going to get off the ground if you don't. I got to come up with a new analogy. I use this every time. My team's probably like, okay, we get it. Airplane, we get it. But like, seriously, you know, trying to get an airplane off the ground, right? Like, you will never get it off the ground if you're stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting. You have to be so consistent, because what you don't know is people are watching you. And when you're posting about the $30 that you put in your tank, people aren't just going to run to you and be like, okay, I'm ready. Like, you're on their radar. So I see way too many people that post, stop. And then they're like, well, nothing, it's just not working. It's just not working. No. When the 3-3 rule was a thing, you guys, and if I don't know whoever's been long enough for, like, I know Allie knows the 3-3 rule, but, you know, when that was a thing, like, I did that for a month with no interaction at all. And too many people say, well, it's just not for me. I just can't do it. If you could be making $6,000 a month in a year from now, would you do anything? You know, would you post on social media? Absolutely, right? So just looking at it like that, be consistent. Do not put a timeline on your success with anything that you do, especially in this business. And just tell yourself that if ever, like, you know, these people on this Zoom, people that you see on other Zooms in your team pages, if they can be successful, so can you. Like, what's the difference? The only difference is time, and they've heard more no's than you. So just get to work, find out, you know, what, you know, who you're going to market to, what your style is going to be like, and just get to work. Just do it. Show up to these events, to the Zooms. If you feel like you're lacking in a different department, if you're really trying to Sign distributors. To grow your team, get on YouTube, search how to sign distributors, be intentional. What I can tell you is promotions never happen to somebody by accident. They are so intentional. So if you feel like you're missing something or lacking in a certain department, fix it. Like, get to work and just fix it, because you guys can all do this business. It's just who wants it more, right? So I hope that this, you know, helped some people. I know that I got lots of good tips, and thank you guys so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I hope this helped you guys. So I'll put this up on my YouTube, and you guys can share it with your teams. Thank you so much. Bye.